Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Radio Show, a once proud member of the now defunct Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. Who needs a guest co-host anyway? Apparently not me this week. Guests Travis Charles and John Morris join me at Wiley's Comedy Club to talk about the best in offensive comedy. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at WWSU1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
All right, hey, it's time for the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. We are not live in the WWSU studio today. We are dead at Wiley's Comedy Club. That seems to be a theme going. Sorry, starting off the show with heartbreak. How's that going?
That's all right.
Too soon, man.
Too soon. Yeah, I'm not. We have no guest co-host today. We just have two guests.
Yeah.
But it's the fantastic guests. We don't even need a guest co-host at this point. Travis Charles,
Yes, sir.
is in, along with John Morris.
What's up, Dow?
Yeah, Wiley's Employee of the Month.
Yeah, Employee of the Year.
There you go, Employee of the Year.
Hookah Bazaar Roast Battle Champion.
You know it.
Oh, did I miss that? When did that happen?
Oh, that was like 2 years ago.
Oh,
almost.
okay.
Yeah.
It's his best credit, though.
For some reason, every time.
It just still
Yeah.
sticks. That's good to be known for something.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
He beat me via Skype.
Yeah, you sucked.
I was in Michigan through
Your
FaceTime
your
trying to
jokes-
roast over the computer.
jokes were trash.
FaceTime roast. That's
Yeah.
nice.
But it was funny because they could see my face and I could hear the rest of the show. And they kept pointing, going, "Travis is dying," laughing on the laptop, but they couldn't hear him. So it was just my big fat face laughing on a monitor.
Yeah, which could have been crying. It's hard
Could
to
have
tell
been,
at that
yeah.
point
I
without
was-
the sound. You know.
It's pretty sad.
Well, welcome to the show. Welcome back. You're here to push the most offensive show on earth.
That is
again.
it. Yes. This is the
Again.
4th and 5th installment.
Yeah.
2 in one night.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
This is
Is
a
it
new-
two different shows or the same offensive people on one?
2 completely different lineups minus the host and me. I'm headlining both of these shows.
And me.
But John's doing guest spots. No, John's on the shows as well.
Does he have a solid 5?
He might.
You know, somebody asked that today.
We just talked about
Okay.
it.
That's why I asked. That.
Okay.
Once John's done making nachos, he can come do a set.
Yep, that's
Right.
what it
Like
is.
we always
That's-
allow the
yeah.
cooks to do time. No, it's
Well, I haven't seen Jeff up there on stage. That would be
I
weird.
wouldn't want to.
Yeah, that would be-
It'd be a lot of N-words.
The first
John.
show, the first show is people from Indiana comics are on the show, mixed with some Dayton comics, and then the second show are Columbus comics mixed with a few Dayton comics.
Oh,
so
so just stretched out in either direction.
yeah, so it's 2 different lineups minus 3 people. So another 6 different comics in the middle.
Okay.
So actually, I'm excited for both of these shows.
Yeah.
People that I've never had on them yet. So I mean, I'm
Yeah, and this is Saturday the 14th, right?
the 14th. Yes, so it's 7:15 and 9:30.
Yeah, because I'll be out of town, so
Yep.
I'll miss it. But I'll be in for Friday, and there's another show
Yes.
Friday we need to talk about a little bit, too.
Friday was a just completely, hey, do you want Friday as well kind of deal? And I was like, sure. And I came up with an idea really quick of making it a contest for people to come in and compete to win $50 plus a spot on the next offensive show once I'm given a date for that one. So kind of like at least they win something.
Right.
Um,
right. $50.
Yeah, $50 and they'll get a spot on the next
Oh,
show.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
Is it a paid spot?
that's a win too. So
I haven't decided to be a paid spot yet. It's going to depend on who wins the contest. And if they, honestly,
If
and
they-
if they can handle a longer set and I'm comfortable,
Yeah.
I might make it a paid spot.
right. Well, that makes sense.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
This
I
guy
tell
always
ya.
just got phones going off during
My
the
ringer is
podcast.
never on.
Well,
All
it's,
right.
it's good to be important. It's good to be important.
Yeah.
So
That was-
even as important as I am, I know to turn my phone off. for
Dude,
now.
my ringer's never on, and I promised my ex that I would have it on so when the kids want to call me, it will ring because I never hear it ring. and I always miss
So
their
it's in
calls.
case the kids call you.
Yeah.
Okay, I can accept that. If it was just a promise to the ex, I'd say
No.
no. But if it's for the kids, I can understand.
Was that the kids and you just hung up on them?
yeah. He didn't say he'd answer.
Yeah, he never said-
Danny's on the radio, guys.
Yeah, forget it. We're more important stuff right now.
Yeah. No, but Friday night show should be good. Dusty Harvey is headlining.
Yeah.
I kind of gave him the spotlight this go around. Plus, he could bring people. And Joe Young is going to be our host for that show.
The mighty.
So,
The mighty Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young.
Also closing out Sunday
Closing
Comics
out
tomorrow.
Sunday Comics
Yep.
tomorrow night, yeah. Which
He's-
is tomorrow night, last Sunday by the time you hear this.
Yeah.
So,
So you missed it.
yeah.
It
Which
was
you should have been there.
It was amazing.
Oh, my God. I can't even tell you. I was on the show, too. And I can't even tell you how bad that went. No, Sunday Comics is always a fun time. But so how'd you come up with the idea of the most offensive show? I think
Yeah.
I've asked you this before. But
How
we
did
should
you come up
probably
with that,
get back.
Travis?
How did you come up with that idea, John?
Well, I was sitting in a bathtub one night with candles around me. No, me and John were driving down the road, and Erica had wanted to give me a date, and I was like, "What can we do? I want to do something completely different." And my comedy tends to be slightly offensive, anyways.
Right.
And then I don't remember the complete backstory of how we came up with the name. John takes credit for it when we're around. It
was definitely
I
me.
believe it was a joint effort.
No, it was me. I came up with the name.
Because I used to do a show called
You said-
Carnival of Comedy.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said you wanted to do an offensive show, and I said we could even call it the most offensive show.
Yeah. So I think the idea is because I had a Carnival of Comedy, then I had a show called Glutton for Comedy back in the day, and then I wanted to allow comics to be offensive, and then maybe he threw it out of his mouth. Was like, we should call it the most offensive show on earth, but I think he's messing with me a lot of the times.
I'm not.
And he keeps saying I'm not. But even if he did, it's a great title. No matter if he came up with the name or I imagined I did.
He just doesn't want to give me credit. That's what it is.
right.
He
John
wants-
did make the first three
he wants
posters.
this to be all him.
No. Yeah, the first three
and then
posters.
then you cut him out of that as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Well,
And he
John's
bypassed
skills
me.
in poster making reach a limit, which is fine. I love John's posters were great, and this
So
time
there's like a glass ceiling of poster making.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's paper mache ceiling.
Oh, okay.
But
Made
the guy-
out of old posters.
Yeah,
so I just subbed out the artwork for this next one, and I mean, we're both. John actually was like, "No, I'm completely agree with you doing that." Like he's not mad at me for dropping him as my artist.
Are you mad? No.
yeah, I'm a little mad. I'm a little upset.
But I made the poster for Friday Night Show
He's Zuckerberging me out
myself.
of this.
So you didn't come. If you didn't come with Facebook, you'd have made Facebook. No, so I mean, I had someone make the poster, and I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna have T-shirts, hopefully here
Yeah,
with that design
saw,
on it.
Yeah, I saw on.
I will
on
have
Facebook
buttons.
you did, yeah, so.
I've had buttons made because that seems to be the trending thing for comics.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And
So I have
don't-
buttons made for both shows already.
I don't mind when people give me buttons,
Yeah.
comics, but I'm not buying their.
I'm not going to say the
yeah.
comics name, but someone gave me a comics button in my car, and I immediately threw it out the window.
Ooh, can I say the name?
If you want.
I can probably guess the name. There's a lot of buttons flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as he goes, it's a so-and-so button, I went, ha! And just threw it out the window. So
awesome.
that was another tragedy in the Oregon District.
That was your was that your birthday?
Yeah, it was my
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah. It was
July
on your
29th.
birthday.
Yep.
And you didn't even take the button for your birthday just
No.
to be polite. You just threw it.
It
out
was
the
like
window.
I didn't even think about throwing it. I just I just threw it. Like I don't want this.
Yeah, when we go to break, I have to find out who this is.
His name rhymes with Mimi Jarkett.
You're so sly.
Guess who it is, guys?
Yep.
No, but anyways, yeah, the show should be great. I'm excited.
Sorry, there was a beard hair on my microphone.
I thought you were doing a
I don't know
magic
how that
trick.
happened.
Watch this head.
Yep, I'm doing visual magic tricks on the radio. 'cause
I thought you were doing it for us.
never know what's going to happen.
So there'd be a part of the podcast for me and John to go, "How did you do that?" But no one else knows.
We need to do that. We'll just do magic on the air where we did the whole thing's fake.
Yeah.
and you guys
Just get Matt
act
Stalin here to
astounded.
do his jargon for his magic tricks, but not really do the trick.
Yeah, there
He
you
just
go.
goes, "Ta-da!" And we're like, "What?
And
Where was that
amazing.
rabbit?"
Cut the rope at this end, and it's back together. Whoa!
Totally blew my mind.
Be like 1920s radio, sitting around listening to a magician. He's good. He's
Whoa,
so good.
Houdini's here. He's
Who?
back
Houdini?
from the dead.
That's about time. It's about because he was going to escape that anyway. So what else is going on? You guys have any other shows coming up soon?
Started a podcast.
Started a podcast.
Yeah, we started our
That's
own.
right, the Crewminati.
Crewminati. Yes.
Yeah, let us discuss that.
It's CREW Minati.
Yep. We're taking over the world.
All right, right.
And last
That's
night,
good.
someone
Somebody
asked.
needs to because this place is screwed.
Yeah.
Someone asked why we named it that, and it was because we were like, because we're a crew, and we're like Crewminati. It just seemed
Right,
so
that's
stupid
just-
to name it.
yeah.
It was one of those dumb things that I came up with that one, and I think they're glad that I did because they won't claim it.
Well, the life was already taken, and
Yeah,
that's the
we didn't
best
wanna-
damn name you can ever come up with anyway.
The Life of Naughty.
The life of Naughty.
Yeah, I'm really good with putting words together.
Bet that one's free. Surprisingly enough, Crewminati was open on every platform. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Nobody had anything that was Crewminati.
That's how you know
Huh.
it's bad.
Right, either
Either-
bad or just very original, which
Yeah.
can
Or
often be really
100%
bad.
genius.
Right.
Yep.
We'll go with that. We'll go with
Now
that.
we got to see which show becomes more popular, Crewminati or the most offensive show on earth. Then we'll go, who made the name of what?
So who came up with?
I was the Crewminati.
Okay, that one's a definite, right? We
Yeah.
can. Okay, that's
We have
verifiable.
chat log.
Okay.
Well, the other one's a
verifies that
definite,
one.
too.
Okay,
He just
the other
won't
one's
No,
deny
definite.
that was a
too, it's
personal
just-
conversation where John can say so, but
Nothing was recorded.
Nope.
So you always get it on tape, John.
Yeah, from now on.
Is that you have no ground to stand on?
I'm going
right
to take you
now.
to Judge
it's
Judy.
gotten to the point to where like I don't even remember how much money John owes me. So I can't even remember who made the name. That's the thing. I'm like, how much money do you owe? He goes, I don't know.
Well,
I'll
let's
say, like,
just call
is
it
it 30
even.
or 70?
Call it even.
Yeah,
You
let's
take
just call
the
it
name.
even.
He don't owe you
I'll throw
nothing.
two prices at John. Like, do you owe me like 30 or like 70? John goes, 30 sounds good. I go, then it must be 70.
Don't sell your name. Don't sell that name for 70.
Yeah,
It's not
I'm going to
worth it.
copyright it.
You know what? And there wasn't much out there with that name either. I don't think there's anything out there with that name.
Which one?
Most offensive show
Most
on
offensive
earth.
show on earth. There's
Especially-
that's fine. That
Especially
should be.
nowadays.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you gotta pamper everybody.
And the
Yeah.
deal is
Little
we've done
feelings.
3 of these shows. I think very successfully.
And don't forget this is going out over college radio,
Yeah.
so there's already some people triggered just by the whole.
He said
idea of it.
offensive.
Yeah.
I'm offended.
My dad was offensive. They've been very successful shows in my mind. But
Well, they have.
I've had-
they have in the club.
people in the audience have told me it's not offensive enough.
Well, I think that the genius in naming that is you get people out there that want to see something offensive.
Yeah.
And then you have people that accidentally wander in that end up leaving. But
Have we had any walkouts?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think in the most offensive show.
Aaron
we had.
If you come to a show,
Aaron walked a
Phillips
lady
did
last
walk
Sunday.
somebody out. Yeah, that was.
Did you hear about that one?
I think so, but I don't remember.
He started his.
That
guys-
wasn't in a Sunday comic show. That was the
Oh, that's right,
Saturday
yeah.
Showcase.
night. That was
Yeah.
the showcase. Yeah, because you walked somebody too.
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought she was just going to meet her friend.
Oh no, she was furious
Oh.
when she left.
Good.
Kids in a classroom? No way.
I didn't do that one.
I'm just guessing.
It's too soon for that.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it wasn't a school.
But no, Aaron Phillips ended up walking somebody just by telling them God isn't real. Which
God's
I guess
fake.
yeah.
God's fake. God's fake, but to your face, or whatever. However he says
Well, you
behind your
just
back.
butcher the man's joke.
Yeah, you know what?
that's
It's all
okay.
right. He won't listen to this podcast.
No, nobody does. It's okay. So, what is Crewminati about? As far as what do you discuss on there? Because we got a little off.
Right
topic.
now it's
somehow on this show we got off topic, which is weird.
How does that happen?
The Crewminati is about teaching Johnny Woods how to do a podcast.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So this is a Johnny Woods venture as well. So
It's me, Nick Taylor, Johnny Woods, John Morris.
okay, so that's the whole crew.
That's
then.
the crew.
That's the Crewminati.
Yep.
All right.
Basically, it's because we're the 4 comics who travel the most to do shows. We go to town a lot together, so we kind of, I don't know, we do a lot of shit together, so we figured a podcast would be natural.
Well, our car rides are always funny. So we were like,
Right.
well, let's just basically record them.
Well, yeah, you get one of these little handheld recorders just put in the car with you. That way nobody says anything funny for the whole trip.
Yeah,
And it
just
the
to
whole
make
thing's
sure.
a wash. Because that happens too. As soon as you start expecting it,
Oh, yeah,
being
yeah.
recorded.
See,
like
we-
this,
the
none
mo-
of this is funny
It's
right here.
the moment you put a microphone in front of some people, it's just like they just try too hard to be
Yeah.
like. I think that's the biggest challenge right now with the podcast is Nick and Johnny don't know just how to have a conversation with a microphone. You know, like they're always trying to be funny or something like that. Nick's a little better at it, but he just doesn't talk that much. So
Or loud.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nick's been on the radio show a time or two, and he's been fairly quiet.
Yeah. Well, with the radio show, he's got to watch what he says.
That's true.
But
that's
on the
true.
podcast, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think it's the differentiance. What the hell was I trying to say? The difference between
Differential?
being at a show with an audience watching you, performing what you're saying, and then just talking to your friends like there's no microphone.
Yeah.
Right.
The microphone is a weird disconnect in someone's, I guess, how they view what they're saying, but I
'Cause
don't know.
Well,
You-
it takes a while to get used to having a conversation with a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
And we're used to having a microphone in our hand in order to be funny. And
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah. I mean, natural funny will come out. You just, like, it's...
Hopefully.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to get is the natural fun, not like pushing things. But
Well, anytime it feels forced, that's why when I do the radio show, I get mad when people try to do bits.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Exactly.
no, that's not what this is.
Yeah.
we're,
Just talk.
We're talking. We're
Just be a
talking.
person.
And if you're funny, it'll come out.
Yep.
And sometimes it doesn't. But
a lot of times it doesn't.
now, do you guys have guests on the Crewmanati, or is it just the four of you every time?
Not yet. It's a possibility for the future. I think we want to just get better at it first.
Right.
They were
then-
trying to get the weather guy.
Oh yeah, we tried to get Jamie Simpson after he got his OVI. I tweeted at him and everything. He did
Nothing,
not reply.
nothing.
No,
I think. Yeah, I think he probably doesn't want to talk a whole lot.
that would have
about
been so
right
cool
now.
if he would have came on.
It would have been funny.
He's a bit under the weather, guys.
Yeah.
See, that was dumb.
Yeah, that
Jesus.
was. But it's okay because we do puns that come naturally. That's fine. But it's when you force a bad bit on a radio show. That's when puns.
His life's
that
like a
just-
hurricane.
Yeah, that one's yeah. Get out. No.
All right.
But incidentally, I had radio personalities on the radio show before with me, and that was not a good interview. It was weird. It was just did not want to open up, didn't want to really talk about anything. I'm not talking about anybody in particular who I'm going to name on the air, but I did. It was one of the most awkward interviews I've ever had, and yeah, so that's. I don't know if getting Jamie Simpson on would be a whole lot better. He'd probably be, it would probably be the four of you talking about him until he got mad and walked out.
Give him a couple
Which
of
is fine.
We'll give him a,
That'd
give
be
him
a
a
good
couple
show.
of drinks. He'll loosen right up.
I didn't even know who he was.
Until he got busted. You didn't know.
I had no idea.
You didn't know who yelled at the viewers during the tornadoes a while
Yeah.
back.
Nope.
Yeah, that was,
You didn't hear about that?
Dude, I've been in Dayton for almost going close to 4 years. I've never watched local news.
Well, I don't blame you there.
Yeah,
it's
that's
local
probably
news.
for the best.
And, yeah,
So I have no idea.
He went viral there for a minute during the tornadoes because he was like, people recorded him on TV screaming at other people like, "We're not going to cut away from this for the Bachelorette.
right.
This
he
is
was
important."
Mad that they
Yeah,
were-
I remember hearing about
people were
that.
Yeah.
tweeting and were upset that he interrupted the Bachelorette for the tornadoes that
Yeah.
devastated the area.
Well, you know what? You need the news. Anybody in the news, someone needs to be honest every now and then to bring
Right.
people back down to reality.
Yeah.
It's not all TV shows and Wheel of Fortune and like.
Mark that time.
They're so worried about about like TV shows. It's weird to me.
well.
Oh, yeah, that's the important thing.
The
right
world
now.
is ending. Put on the Big Bang.
Yeah, well, people invest so much in the TV show.
Well, if you
so
put
they-
on the Big Bang, they're hoping it might start it over again.
The rebang.
Yeah, the rebang. that might be
Yeah, I
the
was
name
gonna
of this episode.
the rebang theory.
Yeah, the rebang theory. I like it.
Well, people get so like invested in these TV shows because it takes them away from real life.
Actually, I think the rebang theory would be a great name for the podcast itself.
Yeah,
That would be
Dude, rename it. Take it. You can have
yeah.
it.
Copyright that, Travis.
formerly known as the Life
I'm
Radio
already
Show.
texting my
Welcome
lawyer
the
trying to get a-
rebang. I dare you to sell the right life, sue the Life Radio Show for everything it's
You
got.
give me all those records.
We just want your laptop, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I have that's worth anything, and I don't even use that for the radio show most of the time.
I mean, people do like they binge watch everything now, and which is Netflix is getting ready to stop the binging process.
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna start.
They're going to put
weekly.
new seasons out one per week, like a regular old sitcom used to be.
Oh, that is so stupid.
It does suck, but
They already
I
started
think it
that.
will make you more excited to watch the next episode. Because I mean, I've binge watched for like eight hours.
I
before.
guess I can understand if it's a show that's still ongoing and they're still putting out new episodes. That way, you don't binge watch in 2 days an entire season. You have to wait, 6 months for something else to come out.
Yeah.
And
Because-
then by the time it comes out, because what's the Stranger Things?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
First 2 seasons, loved it, but I started watching after the second season was already out, so I
Yep.
was able to binge watch pretty much straight
Yeah.
through. Third season came out a long time afterward, and I have no interest in it.
Yep.
I watched like the first 2 episodes, like this kind of sucks.
I feel like that's how most people look at most of the TV shows now. They watch
Yeah.
2 full seasons and then they're like, "Well, it's good enough."
Yep,
They
yeah, I
don't.
got
They
the
don't need
gist
an
of it.
ending. Yeah, they get
Well,
it. They
never-
see what
most
you're
of-
gonna do.
Most of them don't really have an ending.
Yeah, exactly. They see where you're working and where you're headed, and they can make it up from there on in their own head.
Right, and like sitcoms and that kind of things, they don't have an ending anyway. They didn't ever
No, it usually ends with like someone.
getting canceled, and
Yeah.
then just that's where it's done. Right,
Pretty
there.
sure that's where they all end.
Yeah, eventually. Now there are some that seem to have a full storyline. Like if you've ever watched Breaking Bad, seemed to
Yeah,
have a full
that's
story
fair.
that
Yeah,
came
yeah.
to closure at the end.
What I
of the
like
fifth season, but
about Breaking Bad is you don't know if he was really dead.
Spoiler.
It's assumed. If you have not finished Breaking
I haven't
Bad
finished
by now,
it.
yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's another
Well,
one of
you
those
don't
things.
watch a lot of television.
Like I watched like 3 seasons of it. Like once he got rid of the cancer, I feel like that should have been the end of that show.
no, but then now he was just like the.
yeah, but it was
best
too
drug
late for
dealer
him
ever.
to get out. Now he was too far in. It's kind of like the Life Radio show. I've been doing it for too long to just quit.
Yeah.
The cancer's gone, as in I'm no longer a Wright State student.
Ah,
And it should have ended. It should have ended then, but nope. I'm still here.
Yeah.
now, is
'Cause
this
that's
just
what we
for
do.
fun for you, or do you get paid for this?
This is just for fun.
If you want to call it that.
Don't put it
the
in
way-
don't put it into perspective for Don too much.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's once I figure something out, I was like, what am I doing? I'm going to walk away from the whole thing.
I
But no,
don't get paid for this.
Now, what about sponsors? Can you get sponsored and keep that money, or
for the podcast.
Okay,
I'm working
but not
on
the
getting
radio show.
sponsors. I can for the radio show, but I don't get the money.
Yeah, so why would
So
you?
I would only get a sponsor for the podcast.
Yeah.
Patrick, forget you. But no, I can get sponsors for the podcast, and I've been trying to build it up more lately. It's just I should have, years ago when I first started it as a podcast, I should have tried to get it going more, but it was just like, so much going on.
yeah?
And now I'm kind of we're real close to getting that 1,000 likes on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So it's
Is that do the sponsors look at all that stuff when they?
I would imagine
Yeah.
they look at how much your social media is doing. They look at how many episodes are downloaded, which I don't have. I don't have
They
a
look
lot
at
of
your
those
engagement.
numbers because there is so much that there are so many different avenues that you can get to it, both with the radio and
Yeah, you
through
have-
all the different
But-
podcasting.
If you do it on the radio and it goes out as a podcast as well, you wouldn't get paid for the radio portion,
Right.
Even though you'd still be
Right.
saying the stuff in.
Right. That's where I would have to,
That's
if
that
I
thin
did
line.
ads for the sponsors, I would have to put the ads out only on the podcast.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you'd have to cut it from the radio.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or be very, very sneaky.
Yeah.
'Cause,
What is that? A
yeah.
Snickers bar you got there? Well,
Yeah,
I
put-
love
It'd
those.
have to be product placement, very stealthy.
Yeah.
Like, Don, why is your beard so shiny? Oh, it's Skull brand beard oil.
Oh, sinful beard
Sinful.
oil. Actually, you'll see them on the TVs at Wiley.
Oh, we saw him.
Incidentally, if you're listening, Raymond, I need more Wicked beard oil because
Come on,
I ran
Ray.
out, and I've been using this crappy brand that I had to buy at some drugstore somewhere, and I'm about done with it. I've got split ends. I'm all frazzled. My beard's drying out. Yeah, I'm dying here, Raymond. So if you're listening to this episode, I'm going to take your ads down off the TV. Unless
Raymond, would you like to sponsor the Crewminati?
none of them have beards worth mentioning.
Hey,
They have facial hair.
We
It's
have,
just-
you know what?
I'll
We
grow-
have the
I'll
classic
grow mine
dad
out.
I mean, we're
beard.
talking about like a half a drop of beard oil a week would cover them both.
That's all we need.
And
That's all we need.
I'll grow mine out if it means a sponsor.
that sounds like a challenge, Raymond. We might have
Hey, does he have
we
any-
might be fighting for your sponsorship.
Does
right
he have
now.
any beard growth oil? We can really put it to the test and see. What
It does
can do.
help. It does.
We
help.
should put it on
If
your
you-
head.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Is that a toupee? No, that's sinful beard oil.
You just grow a beard out of your head.
Yeah,
Right, right.
it's just stick
Yeah.
straight up.
You look like Kramer. Or something.
Yeah,
You have a
Do
goatee.
You'd have to do a comb under.
a comb under.
Man. Oh,
Whatever works. Whatever
That'd be,
works.
that'd be
We'll get it.
hilarious.
No, I need to find a sponsor, and I've been trying. Like the followers that I have right now on social media, probably about 60% have I've got them in the past probably month and a half.
Okay.
when I started pushing it.
There you go.
Did you start paying for advertising?
A
on
little
it?
bit,
Okay.
a little bit here and there. I paid for some advertising. A lot of it's just sharing and trying to get things out. A lot of it's going Facebook Live now helps a lot
Yeah,
because
yep.
we got one of the feeds we had for Facebook Live had over 5,000 views. So
Wow.
I mean, just one of them.
Yeah.
This happened
Yeah, of
one
course,
time.
yeah.
We had a couple reach close to 1,000, but most of it was just most of the time it averages about 350 to 400 views.
That's not
which
bad.
still isn't terrible.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and it's just getting that shared and having. I have some people that enjoy the show that actually do watch parties on Facebook of the
Nice.
Facebook Live posts. So it
We
helps.
were talking-
Every little bit helps.
Like, about the podcast and, like, how long it takes to get them to go, like, to get traction. I don't think people realize that sometimes, I mean, it could be 1,000 hours of content
Oh yeah,
put out before
absolutely.
you start getting anywhere near.
This is going to be episode 257, but I did a lot of throwback episodes. I did some compilation
Yeah,
episodes during the holidays and stuff like that. During the end of the year, I'll do a big, best of 2000 whatever. And with all things considered, I think I'm up to about 280 episodes, which
Yeah.
are all about an hour long.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, the one that me and John listened to, and they were talking like, how much content do you think you have out there right now? And their answers were like probably at least 4,000 hours of
Oh, yeah.
content.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Crazy.
That is
It's
a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, consistency and keeping it going in advertising. That's why I'm trying to get more out there as far as the life to try to get more going. And because I know a lot of people that are podcasters that they do 50 shows and think it's not taking off. Let's change the name. Let's reformat, and then they're
Yeah.
doing 50 shows under another name. So yes, it's sort of still all counts, but you change the name, and
Yep.
none
Yeah.
of your old followers
Know
are
what the-
following.
yep.
Maybe and that's
It's the
At least-
it's the long run. I mean, you got to be able to.
Yeah. It's just like stand up.
oh,
yeah, I think
absolutely,
this is
yeah.
harder than stand up.
Yeah,
At least stand up,
It
you
can
can
be,
talk
yeah.
to an audience. You know your audience is looking at you.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can go around and take your same.
I mean, you still have shows where there's only 3 people.
Oh,
listening,
yeah.
but, yeah.
and they still don't follow you.
And right, they still don't give a crap about your social media.
But there's so many podcasts now that famous people are doing. It's hard for the underdogs to break
Yeah, that is true.
ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true because it's like back off, guys. Let us have this.
Like, do you want to hear Travis Charles talk, or would you rather hear Eddie Murphy if he started a podcast?
Yeah.
We'd listen to Eddie Murphy's podcast.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would.
What? You
I
wouldn't
don't
listen to it?
really listen.
Hey, Norton!
I don't really listen to any podcasts. I don't.
Yeah.
I try not to listen to mine when I'm editing it. That's why I don't edit it much. I just I have to listen to it. No, I'm good.
What I started doing, and I can do it for your podcast too if you want, is I started taking chunks and making clips to put on like Instagram or to help feed the podcast. It's like you take a chunk from it, put a logo on it or something like that, and then it's like with this podcast, we could do the part about the most offensive, take that, cut it, make it into a video clip, and then you
It puts
post
like
it.
a still photo on
Yeah,
it.
like your own little
Right,
commercial
right, right.
for the podcast.
And it's just an audio for like clip.
Yeah, that's something I need to consider doing. I mean, I've done that a couple times. If I've had some of the, like I have one that Greg Hahn called in once, and I put that out on YouTube just by itself because it was a hilarious phone call where he interviewed himself because our phones weren't working in the studio. Which was so it's basically Greg Hahn yelling stuff for about 3 minutes.
Greg Hahn is a monster.
The first time I ever saw him perform was the second of 2 shows, and I thought, because I know his energy, and it's like, how can he keep that going for 2 shows?
Yep.
And he didn't miss a beat. He
makes me tired.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And, all right, we're going to have to go ahead and take a real quick break, and I don't know what I'm going to play. I'm going to play something. In theory, I'm going to put something on the podcast later.
It's going to be Potter's Field.
Yeah, I was going to say
it might be. It might. I don't know. I've been on a kick with St. Mary St. Michael lately because he does have a new album that just dropped August 31st called Another Anodyne, which is fantastic. It's not heavy metal. It's more folksy, but it's a very good album. Rapidly becoming one of my favorite albums that I listen to right now. So I'll probably play something from that. I've been trying to get him out there more.
Chew.
So, all right, we will be back here shortly. I might do a comedy rundown. I might just, since this is pre-recorded, I might just say to hell with it. But, yeah, we'll be back in a bit.
It hurts me to see how happy you are. And all my emotions are gray. You said I'm not the one for you. It's time to move on. Oh, but I'm just not made that way. It's hard to wake up and not see you there. I thought you were here to stay. Try to forget how you looked at me. Oh, but eyes just aren't made that way. They say time heals all wounds. I'm not one to agree. When I look in her eyes, it's you I see. Today, yes, I know that I look like a mess. Tomorrow, I'll be okay. I wish you the best. I'll be fine on my own. Because I'm just made that way. I wish you the best. I'll be fine on my own. Because I'm just made that way.
Hey, this is Don Smith from the Life Radio Show. Do you like telling jokes? Are you the class clown? Do your friends always tell you you're funny? You want to prove them wrong? Well, nearly every Sunday, Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's Oregon District brings you Wiley's Sunday Comics. You can be the one on stage making people laugh. Or not. All you have to do is send an email to wileysundaycomics@gmail.com and follow the instructions in the reply email, and you can tell jokes at Ohio's oldest comedy club.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker at Wiley's Comedy Club, and you're listening to WWSU 106.9. I swear to God.
All right. Hey, we're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Welcome back. If you stuck around, if you didn't, we don't need you anyway.
Pew, pew. That's a lie. We do. We definitely
that's a
need
lie.
you.
Please come back. We miss you.
Baby, come back.
Sitting in with my two guests, no guest co-host. Nobody wanted to. My two guests, Travis Charles, John Morris, still in.
Hey,
Still in.
Still here.
Still, yes. Yeah, we're ready for some news stories. I think.
All right.
I think it's about time for that.
Let's do a couple.
We've done enough. We've done enough talking about you guys. That's
What about me?
Too much, I'd say.
a drugs bust. This is a British story, by the way. You can tell by the way they say it's a drugs bust, not a drug bust.
Yes.
A drugs bust at Gatwick Airport turned out to be a suitcase full of cake ingredients for a vegan bakery. Workers at pizza restaurant Perezza were transporting the ingredients in a suitcase when one of them was stopped by British Transport Police. The powder was tested by police alongside Home Office officials and then confirmed it was not an illegal substance, just ingredients for a vegan cake. British Transport Police said officers were called to Gatwick Airport Station at 1:34 p.m. on August 28th after a suitcase was found containing 25 bags of powder. Following a number of inquiries and tests, it was determined these bags of powder were cake ingredients for a vegan bakery. That said that like 4 times in that one article. I guess where they were trying to drive the point home that these were ingredients for a vegan bakery.
To be fair, if you own a vegan bakery, you should go to jail.
Yeah.
You should probably be on drugs, too. And probably are.
Yeah.
Because it's a vegan bakery.
Hey, man, how about 2 ounces of that batter? What's the street value on flour?
Excuse me. Is this crack gluten-free? I don't know. No, it's vegan, not gluten-free.
It's
the same difference.
it's definitely
So if
vegan.
If you're vegan,
Crack is
you probably
definitely-
crack is vegan. Yeah. No.
This cake tastes like there was no animals in it.
It's probably gluten free too.
nasty.
It's what I need is a big meat cake. That's
Yeah, big
really-
old
Meat pie.
I think Big Old Meat Cake would be a good episode.
That's a
title.
band. That's a band. Big old meat cake.
That's Meatloaf. A 72-year-old anonymous man had an operation in an unnamed hospital. He was an anonymous man in an unnamed hospital. This did not happen.
Yep.
This is a story that was put out by the U.S. military, I think. A 72-year-old anonymous man had an operation in an unnamed hospital to remove a harmless lump, which also didn't have a name, in his abdominal wall. But 6 days later, he returned after finding blood in his mouth and finding it painful and difficult to swallow food. According to a report of the BMJ Case Reports medical journal, he was sent home and prescribed mouthwash, antibiotics, and steroids to treat what doctors thought were the effects of having a tube down his throat during surgery and a respiratory infection. But 2 days later, the retired electrician, see, we're getting closer to his identity now. They're tiptoeing a line here. The retired electrician went back with worsening symptoms, unable to swallow any of the medicine. He was admitted with suspected pneumonia. Doctors then found he had a semicircular object lying across his vocal cords, which had caused internal swelling and blistering. The report said the man revealed that his dentures had been lost during general surgery admission 8 days earlier. X-rays confirmed that this foreign body lodged in his throat, and he was taken for emergency surgery to remove his dentures from his throat and was discharged 6 days later.
Yeesh.
I can't chew any food since surgery. I don't know where my teeth are at.
Yep. Is that like a throat dermoid?
Yeah.
How do you
How do you swallow your dentures?
Well, how do you make it
Well,
that
he was
long?
in surgery, though. I mean, I don't think he knew it was happening.
How do you make it that long with teeth in your throat and not notice that there's something in your throat?
Something is biting my neck. I don't know what it is.
Vampires.
You just got a cold, sir. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you have a
hurts.
tube down your throat. It's a little sore. Sorry, I got to open my water here.
Ma-
It's full spill it on shit.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, at least the mouthwash cleaned his teeth and his throat.
I think I was far enough away from the mic when I said that it didn't pick it up. So,
Yeah, that would have, dude.
that would be that'd be rough.
There's some
That'd be
nurse
rough.
just slowly watching his teeth slide down. And I'm going, that's awesome.
She's got a pencil poking him the rest of the way.
Here's the thing: it had to squeeze down by itself, go through a tube that's in his throat. There's not room for dentures.
Yeah.
Like-
they had to have been like partial.
You can chew a quarter.
Yeah,
you can
it's-
swallow a quarter, but like a full pallet of teeth.
Yeah, that had to have been partials.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think a full set of dentures.
I'm just imagining those like those wind up choppy
let me-
teeth.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the chokers.
How do you get those down there? Just swallow them. Authorities say a burglar broke into a Florida home, cooked himself an early morning meal, and told the resident there to go back to sleep. The home's occupant told investigators he awoke to discover a man cooking and eating sometime after 4 a.m. Tuesday. Fox 13 in Tampa reported the burglar ran from the house when the resident called 911. Deputies from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office tracked down the suspect in a wooded and swampy area behind the home. Deputies said Gavin Krim, 19-year-old Marine, allegedly entered the home through an unlocked rear door. An arrest report mentioned the suspect may have been under the influence of alcohol.
Oh, of
no
course.
kidding.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just waking up and seeing some guy in your kitchen just going, "Shh, go back to bed." Just making some bacon and eggs.
Dude, I bet you that happens a lot. Like a lot of times.
Probably does.
Yeah, like just being drunk and going to the wrong house.
I thought my brother did that once. He told me the story where he was at some party and he went. There was a friend of his that lived in this apartment complex, and they went to a party elsewhere. And he went back to go to his friend's apartment, walked into the wrong apartment, and everybody was asleep. And he woke up like 6 o'clock in the morning. He heard somebody in the bathroom, and he started looking around, and realized he was in the wrong place. Got up and left.
Those people never know that he's
They had
spent the
no
night.
idea there was something. Well.
Who peed on the couch?
I was going to say, with my brother, that probably happened. So they knew something was probably blame the dog.
Someone walked in my house back when I lived in Kettering. I was on the phone with my wife at the time, and all of a sudden she's like, "Why are you being so loud in the kitchen?" And I'm in the car with Mike Wells, heading back from a show. And then I was like, "That's not me." She gets up, and there's some dude standing in our
wow.
kitchen, and she had the shotgun, and I'm on the phone going, "Shoot him!" Like,
Yep, you have the right. You
Yeah.
don't get this opportunity every day.
Yeah. Take the life.
but turns out he was just drunk. He went to a lot of people's garages and stuff that night, and just kind of messed up a lot of stuff.
I mean, who hasn't been? I had somebody trying to get in my side door of my house once, and I mean, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm a fairly light sleeper. So I wake up a lot of times, and at the time I had a little Jack Russell dog, and he would sleep through everything. Well, I woke up this time, and he's standing on the edge of the bed with his hair standing up, and I'm like, something's going on. So I went and grabbed. I keep a Ruger next to me. And I went and sat in the living room because I heard somebody at the back door, and I sat down at the living room, had that Ruger in my lap, smoking a cigarette, waiting. I think he finally saw the light from my cigarette and just thought, he's just waiting on me to come in.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
That's creepy. Like the fact that people like us exist. That will go, oh man. Just get all comfy. You're sitting with your leg crossed over, sipping tea, going, come on in. Like, I
That
got
is a
you.
little wrong, but I guess I wanted to teach somebody a lesson that night.
The cop's like, did you warn him? I was smoking a cigarette.
Yep. Like he couldn't smell it.
Yeah.
Or see the flicker, you know.
I feared for my life. And you got a bathrobe on.
Yeah, I guess that was in a different headspace back in those days. Seriously, I wouldn't do it now, but don't come around my side door.
Yeah, let's not test this.
It's
theory.
not. Yeah, it's not advisable at this point.
But you can come in Don's back door whenever you want.
Oh yeah, everybody comes in my back door.
Is that the name of the podcast?
Yep, that's the name of this episode. Everybody, no, it's not. A scientist who collected DNA Speaking of no.
from the back door.
A scientist who collected DNA from Scotland's Loch Ness suggests the lake's fabled monster might be a giant eel. Neil Gemmell. We'll just make it fancy. Neil Gemmell from University of Otago in New Zealand says the project found a surprisingly high amount of eel DNA in the water. He cautioned that it's not clear whether it indicates a gigantic eel or just a lot of little ones. Probably.
You can't tell the difference?
You can't tell the difference between, yeah. Well, it's all the DNA is all small, so they don't know if it's huge DNA or small DNA. But he said in a news conference in Scotland on Thursday that the idea of a giant eel is at least plausible. Yeah. The DNA project found no evidence to support the notion that the monster is a long-necked ancient reptile called a plesiosaur. So there we go. Proof that there is no Loch Ness monster unless it's a giant eel. Because you never know. You never know.
I find it crazy that people are still looking for Loch Ness. They're still looking for Bigfoot. Like, stuff like that just blows my mind that people are so, nope, it's real. I'm going to find it. Like, how do you...
You ever been to a church, John?
Well, that's fair.
I mean, not to get offensive or anything, but
at least they don't
people believe a lot of stuff.
They don't go fight, like, looking.
Yeah,
for
they're not.
Well, at least when you go to church.
Yeah, they do. They go door to door and say, "Have you found Jesus? We've been looking for him for centuries."
Like, if you listen closely, that's Jesus' mating call. Hey, yo!
Yeah, they don't go walking through the woods hoping to find him.
Yeah.
They don't send out infrared sensors and cameras trying to locate Jesus in the national forest. But
they don't have female Jesus pee that they spray on themselves.
Female Jesus pee.
There you go. There's the name of the podcast.
A
I am writing that down. I don't know if
that you will never hear again.
It's gonna be the name of my show.
Yeah, welcome back to the Female Jesus Pee podcast.
That's funny, John.
Yeah, that needs to be in the most offensive show on earth. Right there.
Wow. How would you extract it?
Very carefully.
Yep, it's all about those Christ pheromones.
Oh, I think Jesus is in heat.
Don't collect that sample. Those planks are wilted.
We're definitely getting a letter. If college students could write letters. Oh, man.
But they can't do it in cursive.
Right. That's true. Well, yeah, some of the older ones. If it was Sinclair, all the 40-year-old students would be able to write in cursive still.
But then the college kids couldn't read it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like our own code at this point.
Cursive is our own secret language.
It's like old folks' code.
Johnny didn't know how to sign his name in cursive.
He didn't.
Did you just put an X?
He just wrote it in print.
Print sign.
Print sign.
Yeah. That's this new generation for you. It started as a lighthearted challenge between a Florida couple. Can a smart car fit in their kitchen? The answer, yes, it can. Patrick Eldridge parked his smart car in his kitchen to protect it from Hurricane Dorian because he didn't want it to blow away, and to prove that he can park his car there. Jessica Aldridge said her car was already parked in the garage. To avoid cleaning the garage out, her husband proposed to park the smart car in the house. I said, "There's no way he could." He said he could, Jessica said. So he opened the double doors and had it in. It was amazing. It could fit. He had it in with no problems, which is always good when your wife says such things.
Come on, baby. Let me just put the bumper in.
Yeah, well, had it in with no problems.
Yeah, he took it into the back door, too.
Right,
so
exactly. Well,
I was wondering how...
Fortunately for him, it was a double door.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, wait a minute.
Double
Smart
back
car's not
door.
going through a door frame.
Right.
They are small cars, though.
Well, those French doors, that's what they open wider.
Yeah.
So those promiscuous French doors, they'll let anything in.
Well, they say sex starts in the kitchen.
Oh, where are we? Okay. You Utah woman may have ruined her chances at being named Mother of the Year after she allegedly pretended to be her daughter in an attempt to avoid being arrested. Police in Davis County pulled over Heather Garcia, 38 years old, on Saturday night after noticing her car did not have a license plate. A dead giveaway. An officer searched the vehicle and found drug paraphernalia and a white powdery substance, according to local station KUTV. The substance later tested positive for meth, according to the Gebhardt Daily. What the officer allegedly didn't get was a straight answer from Garcia about her identity. At first, I can't talk right now. I don't know what happened. I'm talking in cursive, and these college students can't understand it. At first, according to the report, she told police she did not have her ID. Then she said her name was Mercedes and that she was born in 1998.
That's believable.
Yeah, why not?
You are aging terribly, man.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
the meth. It's
Yeah,
the meth. Have you seen a lot of meth heads that she could pass for a 21-year-old meth head, probably.
Yeah. Or a vegan baker.
Or a vegan baker. Yes, exactly. Because that actually was meth. That wasn't ingredients for a vegan cake. This one's so dumb. It was a sheep shot when a ram rammed a BBC camera operator right in the groin. Cecil, a Cameroon sheep, charged at the man as he was filming for the Animal Park series at Longleat Estate and Safari Park in southwest England. Cecil, don't do that. I'm so sorry, the zookeeper responded, laughing. yeah, don't do that, wink, wink. The keeper had earlier warned, however, that Cecil and his three brothers were, quote, getting a bit too confident in their surroundings, and she also received a ram to the leg.
This story could also be the plot to the weirdest porn you've ever seen.
Yeah, don't do that, Cecil.
The sheep rammed the BBC camera guy.
Yep, she received.
They got a little confident.
She received a ram.
Or the
to
sheep
leg.
snickered. Like, what the hell?
Yep, we'll call it Between the Sheeps.
Between the sheeps.
No, that's bad.
You ever seen a BBC caught in the fence?
Oh wow, that one. I don't want to say I just got hit by that one, but I did. I just got hit by a BBC. Oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we don't have to edit that out either. That's
that is
perfect.
completely radio friendly.
That's like the only thing on this. Yeah, I don't have to go back and edit.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, taking a drink there. Voters in one California congressional district could be seeing double when they go to the polls next year. Representative Raul Ruiz, a Democrat, has represented the 36th congressional district and will be up for re-election November 2020. The four-term incumbent could face a GOP challenge from Raul Ruiz, a 57-year-old construction contractor from Paris, a small town 70 miles east of Los Angeles. The two candidates named Raul Ruiz could cause confusion for voters.
Yeah,
no
I would
kidding.
say
Wait a minute. I was barely listening. They both have the same name?
They are both named Raul Ruiz.
Your winner is Raul Ruiz.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, is it ours?
Everybody's going to be really happy and upset.
Is one Democrat, one Republican?
One's
or the
Democrat, one's Republican.
Okay, at least they're not like both Democrats.
Someone should change their name to Donald Trump if they're the Democratic nominee.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And just
absolutely.
both get voted for Donald Trump. This country's head would explode.
Donald Trump
Oh,
versus
yeah,
Donald Trump.
No!
It's true. We really do only have one choice.
Maurice the Rooster's early morning cock-a-doodle-doo won't be silenced after neighbors filed a lawsuit over the noise, a French court ruled on Thursday. The 4-year-old rooster's dawn crowing exasperated its neighbors, a retired couple who moved to the small island of Oleron off of France's Atlantic coast. The judge not only decided to allow the 4-year-old rooster to stay with his owner, Corinne Fessieux, you got to say it right, but also ordered the retired couple to pay 1,000 euros in damage to her reputational harm, for reputational harm, plus court costs. It's a victory for everyone in the same situation as me, Fessieux told the French press. That's coffee, isn't it? After the ruling, that's what it says. Agence French press. Yeah, sounds delicious. Whatever it is.
You need to pay me for I fist you.
I hope it will set a precedent for them. So yes, anybody in the same situation that's being sued by a retired couple because their 4-year-old rooster named Maurice is waking them up. Yeah, that sets a precedent. Anybody can sue you for that.
Yep.
Now, so.
From now on. Yeah. You can't silence my cock. That's what you need to know.
That's You try to silence my cock.
I'm tired of your BBC waking me up every morning.
Yeah. Maurice, put that thing away.
I don't know. I'm kind of split on that one because like people have roosters in the city.
Yes.
Like if you have roosters in a city.
There's more to the story.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the lawsuit was just one of several cases pitting France's rural culture against new arrivals from the city. Other lawsuits have been filed over the sounds of cowbells, church bells, and cicadas, as well as pungent farm smells. It's not like anybody's raising cicadas.
Yeah, who are you going to sue
That's the one that got
that?
me. It's like,
The
I'm
cicadas-
suing this whole town. Control these things.
The cicadas in your tree.
Yeah,
Cut it down.
They must be yours. That's
like someone living in an apartment going, my neighbor's roaches are in my kitchen.
Right, exactly. If their bed bugs bite me one more time, I swear I'm going to...
Nah, man, them ain't my bed bugs. They're in your bed, but they my neighbors.
Yeah, they came from another apartment. Yeah, that's where they all come from.
Exactly, yeah.
Random, when I was little, the apartments I grew up in, they had to go do a lot of pest control. And the maintenance guys would always recommend that we would buy lizards and let them live freely in the cabinets because they would take care of any bug that came in the cabinets.
Well, yeah, free range cabinet.
I was like, yeah,
lizards.
until you open the cabinet and a freaking dragon comes out when you try to get your cereal.
That's like when people were like, "Oh, just raise wolves so that the deers don't overpopulate."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do we do about the wolves then?
Bears.
Yeah,
Bears.
exactly.
Yeah,
you
bring
raise
some
bears
bears in.
to keep the wolves out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually, it's just going to be the predators everywhere at this point. It's just.
There's a video of a bear eating a wolf while the wolf's eating a deer.
Yeah.
And there's some hunter just going, wow.
Yep. Which one do I shoot? Yeah. The hunter just shoots himself when we're done. This has been fun, guys.
This is a
I think
trifecta.
Exactly. Yeah, that's we got one more because this is a Tennessee man riding a horse drunk.
Chubbs is back.
Chubbs is back. A Tennessee man was arrested Tuesday after allegedly riding a horse while drunk, according to a report. Hamilton County Sheriff's Office deputies arrested John Arnold after receiving several reports on Tuesday night of an intoxicated person on a horse, reported by WTVC in Chattanooga. A deputy allegedly saw Arnold riding a horse down the middle of a dark road and then falling off the horse. So he was arrested for falling off, not for riding it. Arnold was arrested and charged with public intoxication. The horse was not hurt and was returned home safely, the television station reported, citing Arnold's family members.
Is this one of George Jones's relatives?
Most likely, yeah, like the one that was riding. One of them was riding a lawnmower.
George Jones rode a lawnmower.
Okay,
yeah, I knew. Yeah,
Can't cage this old possum.
yeah.
Did you ever see the video of somebody doing the same thing with a cherry picker?
Yes.
Like a cop was trying to get him, and he just went
Just
up.
boomed up.
Yeah, it's like still drinking.
Come and get me.
Yeah.
Do you get a DUI for horseback riding while drunk, or is
It's
it like
got to be an OVI.
Yeah,
There's no-
OVI. Yeah,
There's
even
no-
though that's not.
It's
really
not a vehicle.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
like you're just on an animal?
Yeah,
Right.
Like if you just ride your dog around town drunk, they can't do anything, right? Maybe a
What are you, Wendy?
yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
maybe like a public intox is probably really all you could get him.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what they got him for, was public intoxication.
I don't listen.
Yeah, it was in the article, John. That's why I read them out loud.
I'm
so
just
we can
worried
discuss.
about saying Chubbs is back. That's all.
Chubbs is back. All right, well, we're going to have to go ahead and wrap it up. One more time, throw your shows out there. Let us know what's going on this weekend.
Friday the 13th September is the Deadly 7 comedy contest here at Wiley's. Go to
How many
Wiley.
comics are on that one?
There are a total of 9 comics, 7 competing.
Okay.
I was going to say, these numbers don't add up.
9 comics, host and a headliner, but 7 competing are the Deadly 7. Then Saturday the 14th, 7:15 and 9:30, the most offensive show on earth. 2 completely different lineups, minus me and John. We'll be on both of them. But other than that, get tickets to both.
Awesome. John, you got anything coming up you want to throw out there?
Nope. Just,
and the Crewminati.
Yeah, I was going to say,
podcast,
just check us out on SoundCloud, YouTube, and Spotify. Crewminati.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Yay.
Toodles. Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we are on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM. You can also stream the show live at WWSU1069.org, and we go Facebook Live at the Life Radio Show's Facebook page. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email thelife1069@gmail.com.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
We've done enough talking about you guys.